Who doesn't love a good rags to riches story? Or in this case, a riches to riches story. Don't ever give up on your parlay dreams, folks.
I don't.
13. You know what? What's the most legs you've hit on a parlay?
8.
Mine's 6.
8 this football
I don't really
season.
go beyond that.
And they were, well, I get a lot of the alternate lines that are pretty easy, and then you
stack one or two
sprinkle
in
like two that are difficult. But it was a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer. I think it was the Patriots. It was the Patriots Bills, and it was like, oh, I know what's coming.
We'll go ahead and take this one.
Sports gambling does really help when your team is bad, being able to cope with the losses because you know that team and you know what's coming.
Watching Sprague battle through the Blazers last year,
it's
some
what
lines
you
that
do.
he took when we were doing the watch parties. That was what saved the watch parties.
Because
there's a couple times it came down to one thing or another. The line on the Timberwolves game the other night, Jeremy Grant hits that last 3. And it was like, oh my God, that 3 was meaningless, but it covered. I was like,
that's all you need.
I remember Casey Holwell and I tracked
unless
lines,
you fade the Blazers,
and just to kind of see how close they get with things, particularly with the teams that are at the bottom of the standings. It's hard to track them. It's hard to know how sideways things are going to go. And I remember that 3 hit. And I looked down the aisle at Casey. Like we both kind of like, ooh, that 3 had some interest to it for sure. But I say all of this because Dez Bryant, it was a catch Bryant, laid $767 on a 13-leg college basketball parlay.
Wait, say that again?
13-leg college basketball parlay.
How much money did he put on this?
$767.
That is woefully irresponsible betting right there.
He screenshot.
Obviously, he was confident in his picks, though.
And there's a local tie to it. This is on the 17th. He picked Pepperdine.
Okay.
To beat the Portland Pilots.
All right.
It also
he just
included
took a money line on that one?
Yeah, everyone that I can see in here is money line. He took Colorado at USC, Santa Clara at San Diego, Wyoming at San Jose State, Pepperdine at Portland, or excuse me, Portland at Pepperdine, and Nevada at UNLV.
Now, this is just betting blindly because Dez Bryant can tell me all he wants. He does not know a thing about the University of Portland basketball.
He's not calling Coach Leggins?
No, he doesn't. He has no idea who Shante Leggins is. This is him just looking at records going, yeah, that's a win, that's a loss, that's a win. And I mean, looking at it, he had the smart play though. He had 2 upsets in there. In the rest of them, it was basically he was taking
negative money
and like minus 200, right? Where
safe plays.
It's not too aggressive, but Vegas is confident one way or the
other.
But
when you're stacking up 13 of them, it adds up real quick.
Hot damn! But $700 on that.
Also, if Dez Bryant is doing this now, do you think he just started?
Well, seeing that, why bet $767.68? Did he let everything just ride on this? That is a very.
That's how much he had left in that account.
He emptied the account on that one. That's 100. Nobody bets that. That's the weirdest number to bet of all time. So this is telling me that Dez Bryant has not won a lot of bets to where that was his point where he's like, you know what? Let it all ride.
Push it. Also, I'd imagine
on a 13-leg parlay.
That level of degeneracy leads me to go, he was gambling while he was a player.
No, it wasn't legal then.
No, definitely not.
I really do think, though, that a lot of these it is guys who are just now getting into it's become available to them, and they didn't know much about it. So that's why they went down the road of, well, now it's on my device. I got it on my handheld app. I wonder how many of those guys were betting before, though. Like, in all honesty, how many guys had offshore accounts right there, and that's how they operate?
Offshore accounts?
Yeah.
Buddy, these guys.
Or bookies.
There you go. Come on.
Yeah, it's a lot easier, though, on the offshore accounts than your bookie who's got maybe some different lines.
I think you probably had some guys that were around the team. A guy knew a guy.
I got
There
a
was,
guy.
I feel like there was a collection plate being passed around. It wasn't for Chapel.
Big Dom in the Eagles.
For the Eagles. That's actually what
The head
Big
of
Dom was doing
The
there.
head of security, huh?
Yeah. Head of security
Oh, I
with
got a guy.
with the Italian flag stitched into his Eagles jersey.
I got a guy.
Yeah, I mean, come on. What are we doing here? The other side of this is when you talk about athletes and just throwing money away on crazy things. I will never forget this. Dwayne Wade said that he spent over $25,000. This is like 5 or 6 years ago on Madden Ultimate Team.
What?
Yeah, the video game Madden, and then Ultimate Team, which is like a card draw, so
Yeah.
you can build your team. Like he spent $25,000
Why would he do that?
to get the best team possible
But for why?
to play online.
Okay.
And there's stories of athletes and then the kids stealing their parents' credit cards and doing this too.
Well, the Kendrick Perkins ones was hilarious when Kendrick Perkins' kid for Pokemon Pokemon
yeah,
Go
Pokemon Go. Yeah.
spent like a couple $100. That would be a terrifying father to have that come home to that one.
There's a TikTok
You
out
spent
there
how much?
of a mom making her kid do Fortnite dances because he stole the credit card and spent $300 on Fortnite.
Mm-mm.
And she's like, you like Fortnite so much, do those Fortnite dances. And the kid is sitting there doing like flossing and God, what are the other ones? Gritty, like crying, sobbing. He's like sobbing doing the gritty. And she's like, no, don't stop. Keep going. You love Fortnite so much. I was like, ooh, that's a unique and interesting punishment. I like this.
Yeah, you're not going to get like child abuse for that one. You're probably going to get shamed publicly for putting it on the internet, but that's part of the gig. This is why but my kids don't, they would be worried about me. But my wife is the one that they would be terrified
Scared
of.
of mom was coming.
The angry Russian would come out.
Did she speak Russian?
God, no.
Oh, okay.
No.
Because I was wondering, did she get so angry that the native language comes out?
She's not that Russian.
Angry Russian, there's German's maybe the only other language that I've heard that when someone is genuinely angry, that starts off even when they're sounding happy as angry. And then it goes to another level.
Even just counting to 10 in German sounds pissed off.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like
Eins, zwei, drei.
Yeah, German and Russian both have that same kind of connotation.
That's only 3.
And when it gets angry, it's like, oh no.
Yeah. But she's also like that would get the blood boiling because the wasteful spending is probably pet peeve number 1 for her. And
gotcha.
so this would be
Maybe
where
this unlocks the callback to the
Oh,
she just
boy.
starts speaking it out of nowhere.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know. Like I watched the show The Americans and I was like, did I step into it?
Yeah.
Like, am I gonna be the guy who's like, I didn't
She's
know.
a sleeper cell.
They're like, how did you not know? I'm like, I don't know.
What's the activation code?
I don't know. I had no idea.
Go watch The Winter Soldier with her and see what happens.
Like, how could you not know? I don't know. Just, she's so nice. She's a teacher. You know? Like,
They always are. What are they teaching?
she wasn't in, what was it? The travel agent. She's not a travel agent. It's my only point of reference
also,
here.
that is a job that somehow still exists when it doesn't need to anymore.
No, it should exist because they'll get you deals that like Orbitz or Travelocity or whatever. They'll manipulate it even more because all of these sites are getting their cuts.
Yeah.
Right. And so the travel agent gets your cuts, but it's an actual person, so you can communicate and be like, no, I don't want to do this. Like, how can I match the hotel and the flight where I don't have to go to Denver and then Atlanta to get to Cabo San Lucas, you know?
Yeah.
And there's a it's not a big market for it, but I think we should bring back the travel agent. Have a little personal touch to things.
Look, I'd be all for it if we can.
You know, it takes a special person. I remember travel agents were big back in the day.
I had a friend,
which is why we never went on vacation.
Yeah, that was the thing. I had a friend who both his parents were travel agents. They had their own travel agency together, and like
they were Russian spies. I've seen The Americans.
They were Indian.
Okay,
but which means they probably didn't like the Russians. But
no, not at all.
But they traveled all over the world, man. They had a living room just littered with artifacts from all over the world. It was
That's
always,
pretty cool.
It was always super cool to go over there because they cook food from all over the world,
Yeah.
and you did not know what smell to expect when you walked in the house.
You know what is good for travel? Costco.
You're not wrong. My parents bought a trip to freaking Mexico.
Yeah.
At Costco, and it was great.
Great deals.
Yeah.
You can get smoking hot deals there.
I need to. Think Costco does Italy yet?
Maybe. I don't know. Probably. I don't know. I'm not a travel
Yeah,
agent.
it's just under a different label.
It's a Kirkland signature.
Yeah.
Yeah. Signature. You're going to Signature.
You get to the airport. Like, I thought we were flying United. No, we're flying Kirkland signature.
Yeah, you can go there.
All right.
Yeah, they have them right here. Dude, they got them.
I know what I'm doing.
At least you can probably get the cheap hot dog combo on that flight.
There you go. And the pizza, probably.
$1.50. That price ain't changing.